if you're an e-commerce brand trying to grow and scale your email revenue to improve your retention rates and LTV, then I'm pretty sure everybody's telling you to send more emails or improve your copy, etc. But nobody show you the entire ecosystem that makes email marketing work. So in today's video, I'm going to break down the 7-pillar framework we use with 7 and 8-figure e-commerce brands to scale their email revenue, covering everything from sending infrastructure, campaign planning, automations, etc. So yeah, with that being said, let me dive right into it right here. So yeah, this is me. We've generated over $30 million in email revenue. We've been in this space for over 5 years. And make sure you join my free newsletter as well. So email marketing can be deceptively simple or overwhelmingly complex depending on your approach. However, when executed strategically, it can be one of the most powerful revenue drivers for an e-commerce business. Here's how to build a bulletproof email marketing strategy that drives consistent revenue, engagement, and long-term customer loyalty. So first pillar, build a strong foundation. Make sure your send infrastructure and list management is on point. So set up your send infrastructure. Your email sending infrastructure is the backbone of your strategy. Without a solid foundation, your emails will not land in inboxes, in primary inboxes, right? No matter how good your content, your copy is, or segmentation is. So action steps here, very important. Set up the SPF, the KIM, and the mark to authenticate emails to improve inbox placement. So these are records you must implement right now if you haven't. Really important to make sure that, again, your reputation improves. And then second, very important point as well that I see many brands miss out on or basically ignore is make sure you use a subdomain for marketing emails to separate transaction messages and maintain reputation as much as you can. All right. Second, create and maintain a single list. So many brands create multiple lists for different sign-up sources, pop-ups, checkout, lead gen ads, whatever, which creates duplicate profiles, ruins segmentation, and messes up reporting. So work from one master list and segment based on source tags. Second, clean your email list regularly, every 2 weeks or so, or every 2 weeks to a month, depends on your lead size, to remove inactive subscribers and fake emails. I'm going to dive into this later, but this is really important. So these are 2 concepts that are really important. One, set up your send infrastructure, basically. And then second, make sure you maintain list hygiene as well. Now, second pillar for email marketing success is understand your customers, deep data and zero-party data strategy. So this is where you collect information that's given directly from your prospects or customers. So conduct a data deep dive. So to send emails that convert, you need to understand where your traffic comes from, what drives repeat purchases and high LTV customers, and common objections stopping first-time buyers. So make sure to audit Google Analytics, Klaviyo, and Shopify data for insights on conversion rates, AOV, and customer retention. We, for example, at the agency, we use an app called Lifetimely, which is awesome. And it allows you to basically analyze LTV cohorts and just data analysis at a very, very deep level. So you can understand customer behavior and what drives most of your purchases. And then you can basically play around with that information, which is extremely valuable. Second, run A/B tests on pop-up and welcome series offers to balance conversion rate with margin. Meaning, if, for example, you're running a pop-up offer of 10%, you want to A/B test it against another offer, say, 20%, right? Here, you want to make sure that you take into consideration the lead to conversion rate, so the sign-up rate, the lead to conversion rate, and also your profit margins. So the sign-up rate, really easy. If one converts more than the other, awesome. Second is the lead to conversion rate. So essentially, when someone goes to the welcome series, which offer leads to a higher conversion rate on that first email. Take that into consideration as well. And then third one is, of course, the margins. With a 20% offer, you might have a higher sign-up rate, a higher lead to conversion rate. But because it's double, you're giving out double the margin, then at that point, it may or may not make sense for your brand. So make sure you take those 3 things into consideration when running A/B tests on your pop-up welcome series, all right? Now, another thing which is extremely important that I've talked about a lot in this channel is leveraging zero-party data for personalization. So this is where you ask questions, especially at the pop-up level, to understand the customer better and their needs and their behavior pretty much. So with cookie tracking phasing out, brands must rely on direct customer insights. So best practices for collecting zero-party data at the pop-up level, like these examples right here. Ask 1 to 2 key questions at pop-up sign-up. For example, what's your biggest goal with skincare? Second, use a preference center to let customers choose content frequency and interests as well. So you can send people to a preference center with Klaviyo, for example, so they can choose their content frequency as they wish, right? And third, store data in customer properties for segmentation and personalization as well. So this is where, for example, you can create segments around a specific need that people are looking. For example, here in this example, you've got 20% cashback on your first order. What scientifically proven benefit of creatine are you most interested in? Improve body composition, muscle recovery, etc. If someone chooses muscle recovery, then you can create a welcome flow that speaks to that specific pain point or benefit, if you will, right? And then also you can create a segment, and then you can send a one-off campaign based on that specific need as well. How to use zero-party data, email, personalization, of course, as mentioned before, tailor messaging based on interest and shopping habits. At the targeting, so this is where it gets very, very interesting, is use zero-party data to refine Facebook, Google Ads audiences, and also messaging and copy as well, obviously. Mostly copy and just creative angles as well. And website CRO, adapt product pages based on common customer pain points, needs, etc., etc., etc. So essentially take this information across your marketing channels and improve them with this info. This is given directly from your prospects, so make sure you speak to them directly, right? Third pillar, deliverability, the key to inbox placement. So very important to monitor and maintain high deliverability. This is extremely key. So great email marketing means nothing if emails land in the spam folder. Deliverability is a top priority. So common reasons for poor deliverability: 1, low open rates under 30%, 2, high spam complaints above 0.1%, and 3, high unsubscribe rates above 0.3%, and 4th, sending to unengaged lists as well. So make sure to check Google Postmasters tool. This is a free tool by Google for domain reputation insights. Second, segment engaged users. So send more to active, less to inactive. I've got a bunch of videos on segmentation in this channel right here, so feel free to check those out. And third, suppress inactive emails every 2 weeks or every month to improve sender reputation. I've also got a video on this, how to clean your email list, which is extremely, extremely important. All right. Fourth pillar here, lead capture. So optimize your pop-ups for maximum conversions. See, your pop-up is the backbone of your entire email marketing strategy. If it is not converting at least 4 to 5%, you're missing out on potential revenue, right? So biggest needle movers here, the offer. So the offer that you give at the pop-up level right here, right? So you can do a percentage off, free shipping, a fixed off, so $10 off, a free gift, cashback, giveaway, which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest, but still. And then also there's a bunch of things you can do here. And as I mentioned before, the offer is by far the biggest needle mover when it comes to pop-up performance. You can play around with the copy, design, etc., but the offer is king, as they say, right? Second, triggers, we've got exit intent on desktop, time delay on mobile. So make sure you use this. For desktop, use only exit intent, and then for mobile, you can use a time delay and or a scroll percentage delay as well, or scroll percentage trigger, if you will, right? And then third, of course, another needle mover, but not as much as these right here, is the copy. So make sure your copy is clear, concise, and compelling. People just care about the offer. Don't play around with words. Don't have a bunch of stuff in there, okay? So action steps, A/B test different offers. Quick reminder, when you A/B test an offer at the pop-up level, make sure that the welcome series also has a conditional split where if someone receives this offer, they receive this welcome series with that offer. And then if someone is stuck with this offer, they receive this welcome series with this offer. Really important. And then second, set mobile and desktop specific triggers to optimize engagement. That's why you want to have a different trigger for desktop and then a different one for mobile. And of course, you can A/B test other elements like copy. You can phrase the copy differently. Here, sign up and get 10% off, which I like, to be honest, very concise and to the point. And this is a question, what about 10% off your order? You might not see a huge difference here, but if you're an e-commerce brand doing over 7, 8, and 9 figures, then of course, at this point, it does make sense to test these things right here. All right, fifth pillar is core automations, the money-making flows. So pretty much set up key email flows. You see, automations are pretty much revenue on autopilot. Having the proper flow infrastructure is going to help you make money 24/7 and tap into every stage of the entire customer journey. As you know, this is a funnel, and then with pretty much all the flows, you'll be tapping into every stage of the funnel to make sure that prospect becomes a customer, a paying customer of yours, which is the main goal. And this is pretty much 24/7. I wouldn't say this is a set up and forget type thing, but once you set it up correctly, then at that point, you'll be generating a lot of revenue for your e-commerce brand, right? Must-have flows, and these are must-have, these are all the flows you should have, is welcome flow, of course. This is what converts new signups into buyers. Abandoned cart and checkout. This requires a lot of sales. Post-purchase sequence. So this drives repeat purchases through upsells and cross-sells and improves product adoption, and also collects reviews and just social proof that you can utilize later. And then you can also collect quantitative data, which you can utilize on other channels as well. And then fourth, win-back flow. So re-engages churn customers. So I've got a full video on all the flows you need, what content to use, what strategies, what mistakes to avoid, etc., etc. So feel free to check this video out. Really, really powerful. Now, next we've got the sixth pillar, which is having a balanced campaign strategy, consistency, and content variety. So send 2 to 4 emails per week for maximum engagement. More emails equals more revenue for the most part, really important. But spamming irrelevant emails hurt engagement. Best practices here include a mix of content, so 80% value-driven, educational, social proof, brand storytelling, and 20% promotional. Use AI to generate content ideas. I've got a video on this as well, how to use AI, kind of an AI prompt masterclass, if you will, that I recorded recently, so feel free to check that one out as well. Really, really insightful, really powerful. I give you the exact prompts we use for market research, copy, everything. So check that out. Second, make sure the emails you send are skimmable. So short, focused emails with single topics are more effective than lengthy ones. Concise, easy to read messages improve retention and reduce unsubscribe rates as well. And then third, avoid excessive discounting. Train customers to buy at full price for the most part. All right. Now, final pillar is A/B testing. So maximize every send. Optimize for conversions, not just opens. Testing without a clear goal wastes time. Focus on high impact elements. So what to A/B test here? Pop-up offers and triggers. So this is going to be a huge needle mover. And I've talked about this across, the entire video. So make sure you A/B test pop-up offers and triggers consistently. And that implies, of course, making sure you A/B test the welcome series as well. Second, welcome email, abandoned checkout, and post-purchase subject lines. And these are like easy to set up, and then they drive amazing results. If you can A/B test, for example, the subject line on the first email of the welcome series, and then you improve the open rates by 20%, as a consequence, you'll see a much higher place order rate for sure. So that's why this is another thing you should test. So subject lines at those core flows. And then finally, A/B test text-based versus graphic-heavy campaigns. Most brands do graphic-based only, but I can guarantee you text-based work really well because they have a better inbox placement. They basically land in the primary inbox folder more often, and also it's going to be pattern interrupt as well. So it works really well. Just quick note on A/B testing. A/B testing for the sake of A/B testing will result in a waste of time and lack of efficiency. Before A/B testing a component of your email marketing strategy, you should always have a goal and hypothesis in mind. For example, if your current pop-up has a 15% off offer and you want to A/B test it, then you should build a hypothesis around that. So what if I increase to the 50% off to 20% or 25%? I'm pretty sure the opt-in rate will increase and then the place order rate as well. Let's test it out, right? So this is the scientific method: observation, question, hypothesis, experiment, A/B test. Conclusion, result, And then that's how you basically improve your email marketing strategy as you scale as well. And then make sure, of course, that you track the results in a testing log for future optimization. Really, really powerful and really important as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to drop a like and a comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, as I mentioned before, make sure you subscribe to my free newsletter. I share weekly sauce on email and SMS marketing that you won't find anywhere else. So yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.